Back in base B here, and as you can see, it has gone through some changes. Almost all the alvearies has been removed, and this isn't even in use. And the apiaries are now in one long row here. All of these apiaries have a cultivated bee with maximum pollination. Let's take a quick look. So maximum pollination, and this is now a template bee for all my new bees. So yeah, all cultivated. Over here I have one imperial with a beatific effect, so I'm getting yields from it. And this is the industrious one with there you can see regen. And this is beatific bee with industrious bee with the explorer effect. So you can see my XB bar is moving. And here I have some cloning machines, so I'm multiplying my stock of queens. So yeah, this area is now primarily meant for tree breeding. So this is the balsa tree with leaves that give off 3 times as many saplings, or one leaf has a 3 times larger chance to drop a sapling compared to, for example, this one, which is the bull pine. So I am in the process of trying to give the triple sapling trait to the bull pine, so that I can use that in biomass production. So that's the plan. I've done some minor changes downstairs. There is now only one centrifuge and one engine. And that is simply because when I remove the alvearies, it's probably lowered the production of combs by 90%, so I don't really need the large system that I had. It's actually going to be removed completely, and I'm going to set it up in base A instead. And the combs that come here is probably going to be stored in some chests. And I'll pick them up manually from time to time. It's not going to make too many, so. And this system here, of course, that's probably going to stay. Might move it downstairs. It's giving me a nice surplus of scrap. Yeah, recycling the drones. But let's take a look at base A and what's going on there. I've also started some cleaning up, or cleaning up in base A here. As you can see, there's a few farms missing. This is where I had the old peat farm. This is the birch farm that has obviously been running out of humus. Here I had the pine farm, and I also had a pumpkin and wheat farm over here. So been cleaning up and preparing for an update to Minecraft 1.5. This system here is still the same though. No changes being down here. But yeah, slowly cleaning up. So right now I'm actually running low on energy here. I think it's going more down than up. Because I don't think I have any. Yeah, I have this one. So I have a bio generator making EU for the machines over here. Still making some sand and smooth stone. I'm also running this recycler, but the mass fabricator is currently turned off because my EU production is so low. So this is more familiar. I am now letting this system run, so the wheat farm, the orchard and the peat farm here are all running. And we will take a closer look at what's going on downstairs around that. Up here I have set up some more alvearies. So this is where the alvearies from base B now stand. And I've also hooked up some piping. There is no bees here yet because I don't have any comb processing yet. So yeah, but the combs gather here and goes downstairs. And we can take a look downstairs as well. So something similar here. Going further down. I've also tried to use more alternative lighting, hiding pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns here and there to reduce the number of torches. I also want to show you what's going on behind here. I'm trying to give it a little bit more character. So this is sort of the shape and form of the base, how it develops. This here is just a separator because I know that this has been quarried while this has not been quarried, so I might actually extend this further out around my base as I quarry more and more of it. I've also these entrances around. I have one there and I have one over here in the corner there. There's one more thing under here actually. That's not entirely true. There is nothing under here, but I have started to make some room. So I need to set up a filler to clear out all the stone that I originally placed here with the filler. But yeah, the plan is to have some kind of have space for more machines down here. Let's go up again and start looking at the piping for the forestry farms. I think we can skip the peat farm because this is something that I think we have seen before. At least I added the supply of dirt and fertilizer as well as mulch, I believe. We've also seen the inner workings of the orchard, but I don't think I connected these cables to anything. So right now we have the red and the blue wire for capsules and fertilizer. So the red wire goes straight here to this chest with fertilizer, while the blue one branches out here and goes through here and to this chest, which is my temporary supply for capsules. I placed that here because the plan is of course to have capsule production under the beehives or under the alvearies. So that's the supply for the orchard, and that is, I think, the only supply needed for the orchard, other than, yeah, it produces its own energy and stuff like that. And now we also have the wheat farm here, and I've hooked that up as well. Now, this yellow wire is the supply line for mulch. So when there is room here for mulch, this cable lights up and starts this over here. So this is the other end of the yellow wire. So right now it's taking out mycelium first. Mycelium then travels directly to this these chests. But when the mycelium has been taken out, it will start taking out the mulch and supply that chest over there with mulch. That is probably going to be redesigned when I add biomass production, because with biomass production I will probably need significantly more mulch than I'm using at the moment. Because right now the only machine requiring mulch is this one, making bog earth. This green line here is for sand actually. It is currently not connected to anything. Just stretches out here. So yeah, a blue and red wire from the farm here is asking for, I think it's fertilizer and peat, of course. So peat and fertilizer. The blue one is fertilizer, ends up in this chest here. And the red one goes to peat, a chest with peat here. And this chest is now being refilled by the peat farm passively. Just like so, by filtering. So why so many pipes? Why are there pipes everywhere? Why can't I consolidate this a little bit? There are primarily two reasons for why we need so many pipes. The first one I think I have been talking about previously, and that is how the wires work. Now there is only 4 wires, 4 unique wires. So for example, if we look here, you can see that there is a blue wire there between for mulch supply, between that point and the point there. And then I have another blue wire here going for I think it was, yeah, all the way over there, supplying capsules. And it is very important that this wire do not connect to that wire in any way, which is why these pipes are in parallel here and not on the same pipeline. If they had been connected, then there would have been a supply of capsules there when this farm needed mulch, for example. So it's very important to keep the lines separated. So that is the first reason. The other reason is related to the limitations in the pipes themselves. This is what I call a distribution chest, and it's basically a single starting point for multiple destinations. So fertilizer goes from this chest to 3 different farms. Actually, one of them does not go directly to the farm, but goes to another distribution chest here. And the limitations in the piping dictates that if I had, let's say that this farm needs a fertilizer, and then it goes a signal to this place, and then I have, so that is I think that was the blue, no, the red line, was it? Yellow actually. So bad example, but let's say that and right now I have a different color for the fertilizer from here. So here the fertilizer line is red. So I could have both one red and one yellow cable or wire on the same pipe. Now the problem is that there is no way for the pipes to know if that signal comes from there or there. So if I were to send fertilizer from one pipe location, one start point, the pipes themselves are unable to send to route or route the fertilizer to the correct place. And yeah, so the pipelines themselves has to have a direct connection without any interference, which is yeah, the other reason. So you have fertilizer going here and down there, and then we have fertilizer going there, straight down there, and then fertilizer going so into this distribution pipe chest, where it continues down this line. So you can see that they never cross, and that is a similar limitation to the pipelines. And that is why BuildCraft piping systems like this very often gets a little bit messy like that. I actually have some ideas for how to fix it. Actually, not completely fix it, but fix it in part. So I have actually started a little bit of modding. I have very briefly, I haven't even added an item yet, so it's very early start. So I'm going to keep you updated on that when I make some changes to my mod. I'm going to talk to Centrifuge and Craft, who are the primary modders of BuildCraft, to see if they can or they will accept my changes. But I have high hopes, at least now. And if they should deny my idea, I could always make my own mod. That wouldn't be, well, it would be equally interesting, I guess, but it would be awesome if my idea could be added to BuildCraft. So right now, the wheat farm is asking for peat. The red line is lit, and it's going down here. But yeah, looking forward to sharing my ideas with you when I am a little bit closer of to, well, when I'm starting to get something done there. It's taking a lot of time. Actually, I'm probably just lazy. I'm playing super hostile at the moment, which is a lot of fun as well. The lush ruins is killing me over and over again, just like with Good and Jason. Maybe not as bad as them, because my gear has actually significantly better. I have fully enchanted diamond gear at the moment, so I can take a beating. But yeah, that was the changes. Oh, that was a detour. But yeah, that was the piping under the farms there. Let's set up some comb processing here in base A, and I've started a little bit. So combs come down here and into this chest first, where it is forwarded to these hoppers pretty quickly. So it's a short buffer there. This chest here is for manual supply of comms. Like, for example, if I return from base C with a lot of frozen comms, I can put them here and they will be sent into the system. The plan is to have 4 centrifuges. The last one is still in base B. So the difference here between this system and the previous system is how I have wired the engines. I need one more engine as well, of course. So now these engines are completely on separate signals. So this engine will now start if that centrifuge is reporting has work, and the same one with this one, and but they do share a common supply line here. So this is a common conductive pipe for all. So the one problem with these engines is that if they stop, they will need time to cool down before they can start again. So if one of them stop, all centrifuges will still get power from at least some of the engines, and hopefully the engine will start again soon enough. I'm not sure how well this will work. I haven't tested this in creative. This is going to be water supply on top, and fuel supply at the bottom here. I might start by manually giving these engines some fuel, but eventually I might hook up a another machine here in addition to the pump and the engines, a third machine, a squeezer, to extract fuel from the capsules and into the pipe. So yeah. And here, of course, I'm going to hook up some more piping to handle all the resources that are being produced by the system. For example, I need to fill this chest with wax capsules. So I think that that bee production, or the comb production, is probably one of the more advanced production chains, and I think I've probably talked about this before, that there's a lot of comms that leads to many different chains, some more advanced than others. Something, for example, is it stringy combs that produce silk wisp? And silk wisp can be turned into a string that can be turned into wool. So fairly long chain, crafting chain. It's very simple though, because it's just combine the resources in a crafting bench. So that's kind of boring that way, but it's going to be a lot of piping around here to produce or to use the resources. But I think that's enough for this episode. I'm going to finish up this one for the next episode and show it in action, hopefully. But that's enough for today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.